So I've picked these from the Barbados cherry bush in the backyard, and this is the other one we have that I'm going to pick the fruits from, and I'll show you the fruits we have collected over the last 2 days. We've eaten a lot of them, but I think it's time for us to use them and cook them to make something. So these cherries look like they've been damaged by heat, or maybe it's the birds, so I'll just leave them on for the birds. And now the plant is loaded with flowers again, so hopefully these will continue to convert. We've had a really good harvest so far. We have some more here. If I keep these, they might probably get eaten by tomorrow morning, so I'm going to pull them, and they will ripen on the countertop. By tomorrow they should be much darker. So I think I have a few more there, and then that should be it for today. So these are the cherries we picked today, and you can see that they still are a little orange in color, and they will turn red overnight. So these are the ones that we picked over the last day and a half, and as you can see, the color is really red and beautiful. So I'm going to use these to make our popsicles. Here is a detailed list of ingredients, and for additional written instructions, please see the link in the description box below. So these are the 4 cups of cherries that I'm going to cook. First step is to remove these stems and discard them. And then I'm going to add water to these and bring it up to a boil and cook them down. This will help to remove the seeds from the cherries. You can't really pit these cherries like you would a traditional cherry. There are 3 seeds in each cherry, and a lot of pulp gets stuck to those. So the easiest method would be to cook them and soften the cherries so that we can mash and separate the seeds out. So I'm adding water to this, and enough to kind of cover them up, not completely. Just don't want to make it too watery, but definitely enough to be able to cook all of them. And now I'll turn on the heat and just wait for them to get tender, such that I can remove the seeds from these cherries. So the cherries have come to a boil now, and they're starting to get tender. As you can see, the peel is coming off, and I'm going to mash it on the sides of the pan till I start getting the pulp separated from the seeds, and then we'll strain it. So this is my pulp mixture that has cooled down, and I have a sieve here through which I'm going to strain all this pulp and separate the seeds from it. So as you can see, these are the seeds that have been separated from the pulp after straining it. And what I did was I added some hot water and then used my fingertips to just mash it further and remove all the pulp. So I think this is it. I'm going to discard these seeds, and then we'll work on the pulp next. So I'm going to pour this juice and the pulp back into my saucepan. I'm adding the sugar now. I'm adding 1 cup, and will add more as needed after tasting it. So I'm going to add another half cup of sugar and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So after tasting, I realized that it'll taste better with more sugar, and a little bit of salt is definitely going to help. I'm going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice to balance out the sugar. This tastes so good that I'm not going to cook this. I'm just going to make sorbet and popsicles out of the entire mixture. So I'm going to put this into my popsicle molds. One-third cup seems to be just perfect. These are our popsicles, and they're filled in, and they're ready to go into the freezer. And I'm going to also fill these molds. fill them up completely. And I'm going to freeze all of this. So I don't have more molds, so I'm just going to add this to my pour this out into my container here, and I will just freeze this entire container. These were in the freezer for a few hours, and let's see how they've turned out. So I'm going to try and unmold this. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. Came out clean. I've also unmolded the popsicle, so it's time for the taste test. All right, do you want to give it a taste?
Okay. It's nice and cold. Nice and sweet. I think you tipped all the boxes. It also tastes like Barbados Cherry. I think you did a pretty great job.
Thank you.